Hello, Ruth Ann here. I'm with you today to do another perfume review. This perfume is a hidden gem in my opinion. This is called Anne Klein. I'm going to give you a better look at the bottle. I know my lighting here isn't great, and I appreciate your patience with me as I work on some of my technical issues. I'm going to be getting a better setup for filming, but for now we're just going to deal with what we have. This is called Anne Klein. This is by the designer Anne Klein. They do clothing and handbags. This is Anne Klein's second perfume that I'm aware of. There are three. I'm going to eventually review all three. I did cover Anne Klein 2 in my Spicy Oriental perfumes a while back. And then there's one other that I'll cover at a later date. So this floral perfume came out in 1984. It's a floral aldehyde. And I know when people think floral aldehyde, they think classic, dated, old lady grandma perfume. This really does not come off this way. It's extremely well blended. On first spray, there is a mild blast of aldehydes, but it's not the kind that just blows your head off. It's very mild, dries down very quickly. The top notes include galbanum, which I do not detect personally. Galbanum lends a real greenness to a perfume. This I don't get. Other top notes include hyacinth, neroli, cassis, bergamot. In the mid notes you have gardenia, tuberose, jasmine, ylang ylang, orchid, lily of the valley. And in the base there is civet, musk, amber, sandalwood, benzoin, vetiver, and vanilla. Sounds like a very complex scent. However, it doesn't wear that way. It's very well blended, very much like a floral bouquet of flowers. The note that I get the most out of this is hyacinth. However, it's not that dated soapy type hyacinth that you get in some other classic scents. This is more of a full-bodied floral, and I would say the hyacinth comes off as more of a floral sweet kind of a note. It's fairly long-lasting. For me, it lasts about 6 hours. Sillage is 2 arms length. If you overspray, it will go beyond that. It is definitely not a fill-the-room, obtrusive, intrusive type of fragrance. It's very modern wearing. However, I would say it could be worn by anyone of any age. It tends to be very tasteful, sophisticated. When I was a teenager, I worked in a mall. And in the main part of the mall, there was an Anne Klein boutique store, and they sold clothing and everything from fancy gowns to business dresses to everyday wear. And when I was about 16, 17, I went into Anne Klein one day because there was a dress in the window that I liked, and I tried it on, and I'll tell you very briefly what that was like for me. I did not grow up rich. I wasn't poor. However, I could never afford these really fancy clothes. I went to a school where a lot of the girls could afford those, and I would say I had some issues of jealousy with that. So anyway, I wanted to just try on some nice clothes, and I tried on this beautiful Anne Klein dress. And I remember thinking, well, I'd love to wear this to the dance that was coming up at school. And it was a beautiful black velvet gown. It was sleeveless, and it was classic. And it was just the most luxurious black velvet you could imagine. It had this lovely bodice, and it fit me perfectly. And it was floor length. It had a beautiful lay. I had never tried on an expensive dress before. And the way that it laid against my body, it was just perfect and beautiful. It just draped, and it swung against the floor. And I remember standing, to this day, I remember standing in front of the mirror and thinking, well, what I wouldn't give to own and wear a gown like this, and how beautiful I felt in it. And of course I didn't buy it. I had to sadly put it back on the shelf. There was no way I could afford it. I believe it was a couple $100 back in probably 1984, 85. I would have been in 10th grade. And that was, interestingly enough, I hadn't thought about that till just now, but this came out in 1984. And they may have even been selling this perfume right there in the store that day, but of course I didn't pay any attention to that. The reason I tell that story is because this fragrance, in my opinion, smells just like it would go with that dress. when I wear this perfume, I remember that dress. And in my mind, I'm back there, I'm young, and I'm in that dressing room in that beautiful boutique, wearing that beautiful dress, and this perfume would be the perfect thing for that. Now, this isn't just a fancy dress type, little black dress type of a fragrance. It would go really well with that. However, this would go with a business suit. This could be worn with jeans and a sweatshirt. This could be worn on a summer day, a fall day. Really, this is an any occasion floral, sophisticated fragrance that I think could go anywhere and do anything. So that's my review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you are familiar with this fragrance, please leave a comment below. Let me know your opinion of it. I would love to hear your thoughts. And if you have or know of any others that you could recommend to me in this genre, I'm always interested in learning about other fragrances. So I hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching.